Hello everybody, this is the Noble Artist here, and welcome to the very first, the one and only, not the one and only because hopefully there'll be more in the future. This is the very first question Saturday, Q&A Saturday, or whatever you want to call it. I'm working out the details with everything. I'm also trying to figure out a good format to do this. I was going to show my face, but I'm ugly, and I'm getting ready to go to the gym, and my hair's all messy and all that fun stuff, so I decided I'm not going to do that. And also, just trying to figure out how this goes. I mean, if anyone has any ideas or suggestions, let me know, but I'm just going to wing it, and that's what a lot of people do, and something's going to come of it, and it's going to be awesome. So yeah. And also, I mean, the first one, if anything, I can look back and reflect to see how bad it was and where I am in the future. But anyway, I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 6. I have 6 questions that I'm going to go through, and I wrote some of these down a few days ago, and I only wrote down 2 names, but I'm going to put the names with everything. I know a lot of people, when I see other videos that do Q&As, they'll put like the person's name up on the screen, but I'm not too good at iMovie and all those programs just yet, but I will try to do that in the future. But for now, I'm just going to read them off, and then those names who I have, I'll just say their name. But the first question is, this is the question list that I wrote down. So first question is, what paint do you use? Now, I've answered a lot of these questions before, but I feel like someone can make a whole channel just on paints. But what paint do you use? I use several different types of paint. The main paint I use is called Tester's paint. That's upside down. It's Tester's paint. It's like a model paint. I'm not sure if it's going to focus. So this is like a model paint, and it's really good. It takes a little bit longer to dry. Well, some of them take longer to dry than others. But this paint is going to be more permanent. Now, it will rub off around the feet. Whoops. It will scratch off around the feet and edges if you touch them a lot, or they just rub up against a lot of things. But Tester's paint is a very good quality paint. It's going to go a long way. Some of these have lasted me years. It's a really good paint to use. Beginners, or for beginner paint, Apple Barrel is good. Now, Apple Barrel does scratch off super easy. It is water-based paint. So I mean, it's dried to this lid here, but I could just scratch it off. It is a good paint for beginners because if you make a mistake, it's easy to remove it. Again, though, if it is water-based and it doesn't stick as well, so you have to be careful when you make your figures because this paint will rub off very easily if you're not careful, which will ruin your figures or just makes it you have to reapply a lot of it. The cool thing is this paint is, because it is easier to deal with, you can mix it together and get a lot of really cool colors. I do have a good variety. Granted, my stand is all jacked up because I built it wrong. But you can get a lot of cool colors if you mix and match these. I do like to mix the brown with the white right there and get this really cool tan color. I'm not sure if I already mixed them up right there. Really cool tan color. So you can get a lot of cool designs, cool color schemes with that. I also have fingernail polish. Now you probably don't think, oh, fingernail polish is something you can use, but really cool blue colors. Now these are a little bit trickier because it's a lot thicker than paint and kind of blobs when you paint it. So you have to be really careful with this. It's really hard to get detail, but you get some cool colors. Like this is like a cool neon blue. I have this one right here. It's kind of a sky blue, and then I have that reddish one. So you get a lot of cool colors with those. But those are the paints that I use. I don't know if I'm taking too long to explain this question, but you know, it's the way I'm doing it, so it's the way it's going to happen. But anyway, those are the paints. I do, well, let's see. That was the first question. Second question was, where do you get your paints? Now, I get all my paints at Michael's. Shout out, I'm not sponsoring Michael's. They're not sponsoring me. I'm not getting paid to say this, but Michael's craft store, there's one like literally 5 minutes from where I live, and they have a pantheon of paints. They have like every paint you can think of, every color. There's different types. There's like acrylics and all different sorts. So you can find your own if you want to try something different. These are the only ones I've used. So if you're asking me a question about a different brand or a different type, these are the only ones I've experienced. So these are the only ones I know about. I think, yeah, these are acrylic paint, whatever. I don't think these are acrylic. These are that's olive mint, flat olive. Let's see, enamel. I'm not really sure if these are acrylic. You could get some of these in acrylic. I got a black one of those, and it was really shiny, and it just looked off. So if you do get a different type, I won't know how it works, but if you get it, let me know, or I might try experimenting with other paints down the road. But I do get all of my paints at Michael's. You can get some of them at Walmart. Certain Walmarts used to have like models and stuff. But pretty much any hobby shop, you can get these. I know there's better paints out there, probably more expensive ones, but these are what I use. I use Testers and Apple Barrel. I mostly use Testers because it lasts longer, and for more quality customs, it's just going to be a better paint. But you also need to be more experienced because it's more permanent, so it's kind of a little tricky. So anyway, third question, where do you get tweezer bees? Tweezer bees are the best tool ever. They're reverse tweezers. So instead of putting pressure on these to keep them closed, you put pressure on them to open them, you let go, and then, well, it's glued, whoops, and then it just holds it for you. So if you're trying to paint something and you let it dry, you let it go, and it just holds it. It's perfect. Or if you have a piece in your hand, it's easier to put a little bit of pressure to let something go than is it there and like pinch down on it to hold it in place. Tweezer bees, great tool. You can get those at Michael's, probably other craft stores, but Michael's, I can't remember the name, but there's a couple other art stores around here. The other one is escaping my memory, but it's here. It's probably like $3, $3 or $4 maybe. Not too bad, or $2.99, something like that. Really good buy. Definitely get them. But that's where I get those. Fourth question: where do you get your metal from? Now I use a lot of different types of metal. Or back in the day, I used to use soda cans, and I used a certain technique to get them to be more malleable. But I used to use soda cans. Let me try to find one. Right here is a soda can. This is what I used to use. I mean, I still have it. I can still use it. It's nothing wrong with it. It's really good metal. But then, as of lately, I've been getting these giant sheets of metal. And if I can pick one out. Now, granted, I cut this down. It was a huge roll of this metal. But you can get it in all different shapes. Not shapes, sorry. All different types of thickness. This one is really flimsy. I'm not a huge fan of this. Of this type of metal. I mean, it's great, but it's really thin, so it's kind of tricky to cut out with a hole punch, and I use that for shoulder pads. I do have a little bit thicker, which is good. You can get all different types of grade, and then I have this copper kind. Somewhere I have, here we go. This copper kind is like the thickest I have. It's really thick, so it's good when you're trying to do certain things. You don't want the metal to be really malleable. You don't want to bend a lot. But I get these giant sheets on eBay. I get a lot of my stuff from eBay, actually. But I do sell metal sheets. They come in this length. So that's a lot of metal. Just to give you an idea how many customs. If you cut this out properly, you could probably, start to finish with all the customs, all the things you can make, you could probably make 20 customs with this, probably, maybe more, full armored with this one sheet. So you can do a lot with that. I do sell these on my eBay. This is the actual size you get, and then it actually comes with the metal template. Not this is just my template. I actually have template cards that are solid white, which is better. But then you put it over here, and you can cut out the shapes for the metal on it. So I do sell these on my eBay. I'll put a link. There's always a link in the description, but it's going to be there in this video. But if you don't want to buy it from me, it comes with the template, which is great. You can try to find the giant rolls, but it's like a craft metal. I don't have the name of it, but just go to eBay, type in thin craft metal, and you can find it there. So I don't know if I explained that well enough, but if not, let me know and I'll reiterate it. Now, for the fifth question, do you do YouTube full time? Now, this was from Clone Trooper X39. He watches my stuff, which is cool. I watch his stuff. He's got a really cool mock, and he's in the process of making. So you should go check that out. But he asked if I did YouTube full time. Not yet. I hopefully want to do it full time. I know a lot of people say, "Oh, I don't do it for the money," or "Don't do it for the money," which is I always got frustrated at those people, because you shouldn't. Well, I mean, yes, you shouldn't do it just for the money, but there are people who do it just for the money. There's people who do YouTube and it's their job. Like, they show up, like, they have the channels that they work for. It's like a company, and they work for it, and they're basically like a news anchor, and they just talk about whatever information they're fed that morning when they get to work, and they're not. And I mean, I'm sure they enjoy what they're doing, but it's a job to them, and I don't do it. I do it because I enjoy it. Like if I wasn't getting paid, yeah, it would suck, but I still like making customs. I'm going to do it. But I do get paid. It's not a whole lot. I think somewhere in the terms you're not supposed to like disclose how much you make. Granted, there's people who figure all this stuff out for, you know, the big channels, and they tell the whole world. But it's not at the point where I'm living off of it. I do have another job. I work at the wonderful retail store Old Navy, which is super awesome. I love the people I work with. So I do have another job, but this definitely does give me some income, which helps out a lot. And hopefully, the dream is to be fully sustained by my YouTube channel, and it is totally possible. It is definitely possible. That in my gaming channel, which I haven't put anything on there in a long time. I need to start doing that. I think my gaming channel actually has more potential just because there are way more gamers out there than there are custom figure makers. So I'm going to do both. Don't take this the wrong way. I'm definitely not going to quit doing this. But yes, I do have another job. This isn't full-time yet, but it will be. It will be soon. Well, soon is relative because I'm not sure how long it's going to take. And then last but not least, the last question is, what is your favorite custom? Well, I wrote this down wrong. Sorry. What is your favorite custom? Well, there's two in one, so I'll do that first. My favorite custom will probably be, I don't think I made a video on it. Actually, I know I haven't made a video on it. But I think it's one of my samurais. I have a lot of older customs that I haven't shown anybody, just because a lot of them have broken, or, you know, they're just kind of not really dusty, but they're kind of banged up and not really ready to be shown. But I can probably try to spruce them up and show you. But I made some really awesome samurais back in the day, and I went full out with these things in the full suit of armor that can come off the figure. So definitely my historical pieces will be my favorite. I did a very accurate, because I copied an image of it, but it was a Japanese firefighter from like the 1500s or something, or way back when, and it was amazing. I loved making that custom. And after like 12 years, 10 years, paint will start to come off figures if you don't keep them safe, and some of the paint has come off on those figures. But probably my Japanese firefighter or the Shinsengumi that I made. I also made a Greek Spartan, which was really cool. So I don't know if I have a one favorite custom, but definitely the samurai genre that I'm working on is my favorite so far. So that would be that. And then also that was kind of a two-part question. Also, this was the question was from Luc Laperry. I think I'm saying that right. If I'm saying your name wrong, I do apologize. But he asked, do I plan on making a 501st clone with a real Lego? Because I did do a bunch of 501st clones, but they were like that off-brand Lego. I have made a couple 501st clones with with actual Lego. I made them with, I guess, this type of helmet with the regular clone trooper. I know that theirs is kind of different. There's a couple different variations of them, and the ones that I used, they weren't real Lego, but it kind of is, kind of isn't. But I made like 10 of them back in the day. I do want to make another 501st Trooper. I'm trying to find a good paint though. Speaking about paints in this video, the only blue that I have that's a good 501st color blue is this apple barrel, and it comes off so quick. Not so quick, but I want to make a better quality one. Again, not bashing apple barrel. It's a great paint. I actually do use it for my figures. I just don't have a good blue that I want to use. Like Tester's paint, I used to have a really nice blue, but this one is really liquidy. I mean, it looks great, that's why I bought it, but when you try to paint it on, it's like very thin and almost see-through-ish, and it's not the right color for it, so I couldn't use that. And then I do have this cool royal blue, or navy blue, that's too dark. So I don't really have a good blue that I want to make a 501st Trooper with. But I will get some of that. I will try to find, I want to keep looking for paint. Get some new paints and maybe try to do some more of those, because 501st are really popular. They're a lot of fun to make, and I do intend to make more in the future, just do them out of real Lego. I actually don't have any more of those fake ones. So actually, hold on one second. Let's go take a walk with me to my closet. This is my army. I was cat sitting and they kind of destroyed all those. Let's see. Here we go. These were the ones that he was referring to. These ones are not actual Lego. I mean, they look and feel just like Lego. Only difference is the coloration of the head's a little different, and I mean, it was made in a mold, so it doesn't say Lego. They didn't have any Lego actual logos printed on it. But it's just like Lego. I don't have any more of these heads. I think the only one I have is... Actually, I don't think I have any more. I think I might have had one that was like from the red, from Cody's squad, but I don't think I have it anymore. So, oh yeah, here we go. But this actually might have been that one that I shaved off. So I don't have any more of these heads. These heads are really hard to get, or these helmets. They're expensive, and the sets aren't really available now. So if I do make another 501st, it will be out of the older figures. But yeah, those are the questions, and those are the answers. I hope you enjoyed. If I butchered this, I don't know. I did because I thought it went quite well, actually. Quite nice. So yeah, don't forget to let me know what other questions you want me to answer. I will be marking these down and then in the book, and then I will do all of them next Saturday. So if there's a lot of them, I might break it down to like 10 at a time, something like that. But just keep asking questions. It can be the most random thing ever. It doesn't have to be about Lego either. It doesn't have to be about anything regarding this channel. You just have questions in general that you think I might know the answer to or just want to know. Then feel free to ask. Feel free. I'm also going to try to work on, hopefully in the future, I want to delete my old vlog channel because I can't get into it. I don't know why it's on my channel. It's one of the featured channels, but I can't get into it. I have no idea what my old password was or anything. It's not even linked to this one I have now. So I want to delete that and then do a new vlog channel, and then just do random vlogs and do, not random, but cooler stuff that I do outside of Lego. Try to record some of that. So anyway, that is that. Before I go, I'm going to show you a little quick sneak peek. I tried to make new guns for my new commando or captain over there, and I thought they looked pretty cool. But unfortunately, using this foam as the main base, it doesn't like to stick to the handle that well. I mean, it's sticking great, but because it is foam, it is very what's the word I'm looking for? It's not as well. It's just not as solid as I wanted it to be. Unless I can add some more glue to it and make it a little bit stronger, those probably won't work out. But I do have these two Jenga Fett style pistols that I'm going to use for this figure. It's come along pretty well. It's probably going to be done hopefully maybe not today. I'm going to work on it. I have a lot going on. I got soccer today, and I got a lot of stuff going on for tomorrow being Sunday. So also Sunday, if possible. Sunday's going to be a pretty busy day for me tomorrow. But I might do another set review. If I do, I'm going to do the one with the shock trooper. We'll have to go get it first, but I want to do another one of those set reviews. Getting into that because I think set reviews are really fun to do, and they're really popular. A lot of people have their whole channel just doing set reviews, and I think it'd be cool to go through all the Lego sets and get into more of that. So with that being said, because that's a lot that I have said, if you made it to the end of this video, congratulations. Don't forget, if you liked it, hitchhike it. Don't forget to fist pound that subscribe button. But bam! My subscribers are going up, which is awesome. It's super encouraging. I'm going to try to get a lot more stuff out this month than last. I only had like 5 videos out last month, something like that. But now that I got this system in place, I'm going to be working really hard getting more content out. And I hope you all enjoy what I make. I'm definitely going to be taking advice from everybody who leaves comments and tells me what their advice is. So also, if you're the first person to leave a comment on this video, I will leave a shout out up here for you. If you have content on your video, I will leave a link to that. Also, a lot of these questions that you're asking, well, not a whole lot of them, but a good amount of them I have tutorials for as far as how I make stuff, which I'll put a link right up in here. It's going to be a green button. Go ahead and click that, and it will be a link to all the tutorials that I have. I'm pretty sure that's all of it. Some people had, like, rocket launcher was one of the new tutorial suggestions was a rocket launcher. And oh, I accidentally wrote down, I have another question. Whoa. One of the questions, I'll save it for next time because I already got through them, but I wrote down a question in my tutorials by accident, so I'll move that over. But anyway, that's all I have to say. Y'all have a super fantastic, awesome, wonderful day. God bless, take care, and I will see you next time.